Hello, welcome to this video lecture. So today we will discuss another topic in history of mathematics, and that is Mayan's number system. So let us start with the map where the Mayan is located at. So they actually, based from these references, these are the pictures that I found where the Mayans live. So it's a part of Central America. And just to have something about the Maya people, so they are ancient people, were quite sophisticated bunch. They developed a writing and a number system, studied and charted the stars and planets, invented three complex calendars to keep track of time, built impressive temples, places, monuments, and cities, skillfully farmed the land, and established a complex political system. So the ancient Maya were a clever, deeply religious people who valued intelligence and learning. So this helps to explain how and why they were able to develop a complex, thriving civilization which began over 2,000 years ago. So for the reference of this source, so I have here the URL. And one of the interesting contribution of the Mayan civilization is the Mayan number system, which is actually a positional number system. So it is an additive grouping of technique. It is based on 5. And number 1 to 19 is represented by horizontal bars and dots. So they use horizontal bars and dots. So the Mayan year was divided into 18 months of 20 days each, with 5 extra holidays added to all the difference between this and the solar year. So because the system the Mayan first developed was designed mainly for calendar computation. They wrote their letters, or rather their numbers, vertically, and in cases that there is a missing position, they use this, so it looks like a shell. Okay, so let us try now to see how do they write. So they use dot and bar. So again, so if we are going to show that, so this is their number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and when they reach number 5, they used bar. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. So if I will consider adding some more numbers, so like adding more bars, so this represents 10, it represents 15, and then 420, so instead of using 4 bars, they do not write it this way, because as mentioned, it is based at 20. So which means, and also it was mentioned that they use the shell as a mark that there is a missing position. So for example, so since this is already 20, this will be written as, so the figure that looks like a shell and a figure that represents 5. So this is 1, this is 0, and this is 1 times 20, because this is and this is equal to 20. Okay, so let us consider this example. So as we can see here in the figure, so let's start at the bottom. This number represents, so we have a horizontal line that corresponds to 5. So 5 plus 5 is 10, and then a dot is 1. So this is 11. And then the next number is, so we have 5 and 2 dots. That is 5 plus 2, it is 7. And then for the next figure, so we have 15 plus 1, 16. This shell represents 0, and then the last number represents 2. Now, it is positional, and it is, let's say it's somewhat base 20, but with some modifications because of their calendar. So for the first one, you have 11 times 20 raised. If it's base 20, supposedly this is times 20 raised to 0. So any number raised to 0 is always equal to 1. So this is 11. And then for the next number, this is 7 times 20 raised to 1, or 7 times 20. For the third number, this is 16 times. Instead of using 20 raised to 2, which is 400, what they did is to modify this into 20 times 18, which is equal to 360, because the number of days, the calendar days for Mayan is 360. So they changed this into 360. Now, this is 0 multiplied by, so 360 times 20. And then if we move up, this is times 360 times 20 times 20. Or 360 times 20 is, so this is 360, and this value represents 7,200. And 360 times 20 represents 144,000. So to rewrite this, so let us use this part. So this is 11 plus 7 times 20 plus 16 times 360 plus 0 times 7,200 plus 2 times 144,000. And this will yield a value of, using your calculator, it will give us 290,311. Now, if we will just rewrite our values here to better understand it, so we actually just used, let us consider this is 20 raised to 0, 20 raised to 1, this is 20 times 18. This is 20 square times 18. And then the next number is 20 raised to 3 times 18. So if we're going to move higher, then it will become 20 raised to 4 times 18, 20 raised to 5 times 18, and so on. So the representation now of these numbers in Mayan number is this figure, this one. Okay, thank you.